So we're sitting here in the hot tub time machine. We're going to go back to 2001 when the towers went down. You guys remember what did Tucker Carlson say about y'all? He called y'all a bunch of idiots, fools, for even asking questions about how that third building, building number 7, went down. He said anybody who believes in the official conspiracy theory is a lunatic. So people, please remember, just because they're in the media and they're saying some of the right things doesn't mean that they're your friends and doesn't mean that they're your allies. They're in it for themselves. Just like politics, the powers that be control both sides of the media, the left and the right. So you hear it on Alex Jones or whatever other media station you might be listening to, doesn't mean it's not control. Please, people, pay attention. Do some research before you fully support somebody or get behind somebody. What do you think, Phil?
They are not our friends.
Boom.
They don't give a shit about us.
Boom. 9/11 was an inside job. And anybody who says otherwise, they're not on our side, folks. Check them out. Do your research.
We met briefly at the event in 2008 in Minneapolis for Ron Paul.
Oh, that was fun. I remember that.
But you had to leave early. What happened?
The truth or stuff. The truth or stuff. I'll tell you why. I didn't bail on Ron Paul. It's when Jesse Ventura got up and started saying 9/11 was an inside job.
He didn't say that.
Yeah, he did say that.
No, he said that it was curious why the FBI,
Come on.
had Bin Laden on.
Look, I'm the mode. I got it. I was there, and but.
So you had to leave because that one.
I was enraged. I was enraged by it. It wasn't controversial. It was stupid. Let me answer your question.
Sure.
It wasn't controversial. It was stupid. And if there's any evidence that the government was behind 9/11, look, I believe anything if there's evidence, but there isn't any. So knock it off. That's my view.
Okay, but
and I said that to him.
Sure, but one stupid person says something stupid at a Ron Paul event.
I hate that. And by the way, I am open to almost any crackpot theory about anything. It's just on that subject. Come on, you know what I mean? That's too much. That even for me.
So just out of curiosity, then, what's your take on Building 7? Which explanation do you believe?
Come on. This is like...
No, that's a serious question. Which explanation did it?
Which explanation?
There's two explanations. It was either it was pulled or it was isolated pockets of fire in the building that were sort of.
Let me.
The towers coming down. That brought it down.
This is a no-win conversation, so I'm not going to continue it. But let me just say one thing: my macro view is the obvious one, which is the buildings came down because a bunch of nutcases flew a plane into them.
Okay, so are you still supporting Ron Paul? So, are you supporting anybody in the race this year?
No, I don't support. I don't even
You're
vote.
an objective
someone.
journalist?
I don't even vote. I'm hardly objective. I'm honest. I'm not objective.
There you go. Certainly not afraid to speak your mind.
No, I'm not. No, you can assess my views. They're very clear.
You have any
but
message?
I hate that 9/11 crap. Wish they just kicked those people out. I mean,
It was supposed to be on the 93rd floor.
really?
It's important for people whose families still involved to know the truth, whether or not the government was involved or whether it was terrorists. But there's a history of government-sponsored terror throughout the past century.
Exactly.
So, what do you mean kick them out?
I don't know. Whatever.
Anybody
man.
who's a 9/11 truther should be kicked out of the country?
Of course not. I don't even believe in parking tickets. I mean, please. I just don't. I think that people, before saying something that heavy, ought to present real evidence and not just it's a coincidence or questions remain and dumb things like that.
Steel doesn't weaken until 2,400 degrees. It's evidence that jet fuel couldn't cause a collapse of the tower from being hit near the top.
Except the thing is, it did. So that's the problem.
Steel doesn't melt till 2,400 degrees. It didn't.
I go back to our interventionist policies way back when we first funded Al Qaeda. Back
78.
Back when they were fighting the Soviets. We gave them a lot of money. The CIA pretty much trained them. I mean that's pretty much enough evidence for me.
That the government brought down the Twin Towers?
You know what, the government was involved in bringing that into our, because they would not be trained, because who trained them? The government trained them. The CIA trained them. Special ops trained them.
All right, I've had this debate so many times. It's not, I don't know. It seems to me that it's kind of beneath like adult discourse even, really. I guess, and it definitely discredits otherwise good ideas.
I just think that the implications, if the government was involved, the implications are so vast that it should be looked into whether or not it seems ridiculous.
So for family members of the victims that are asking questions and want the evidence that's been withheld by the government released, you would say that they're less than adults somehow for wanting that
I would say
information?
that parasites like you make it much worse for them. That's what I would say.
I'm a parasite now?
Yeah, it's filthy to say things like that with no evidence, and you have none, so you should stop. That's my view.